Hi folks, composite area. First of all, just to remind you of your area formula you should know. If you do not remember these, then remember you can check back in your jotter to double check them. Today we'll be looking at composite area. Now composite area is when we have a shape that is made up of multiple simpler shapes. The example I've got here is an unusual shape, as you can see, but this is just made up of smaller rectangles. So our first thing we do is we take our shape and we split it into the shapes that we know how to work out the area of. So for instance, I recognise that this is made up of two rectangles. So what I'm going to do is split this with a wee dotted line and split this into area 1 and area 2. Now note that both of these areas, area 1 and area 2, are rectangles, and so I can work out the area of these using my area of a rectangle formula. So, in my solution, I start off with area 1. So we're going to work out these two areas separately. So area 1, given that it's a rectangle, is just length times breadth. Now in this case, we know the length is 8. However, the breadth or the width of this rectangle is unknown at the moment, so we're going to have to work this out. But note that this side is 9. This side up to this point is 6, therefore the missing amount must be 3. So that must be 3 centimetres there. So my length of 8, my breadth or width of 3. And 8 times 3 gives me 24. So the area 1 is 24 square centimetres. On to area 2. Area 2 again, just double checking it as a rectangle. Therefore, to work out the area, I do length times breadth again. Length is 14, and the breadth is 6. So 14 multiplied by 6 gives me 84. And that is again square centimetres because we're working area now. So that's the two areas separately. So to work out the total area, all I need to do is add them together. So area 1 plus area 2, and I'll put in the numbers as well, so that's 24 plus 84, which gives me a grand total of 108. And again, not forgetting my units, square centimetres. Okay, so let's now look at an example that's a wee bit trickier, okay, just due to the shape. So we're told that in this case we have a composite shape made up of a rectangle and then a hemisphere. Now a hemisphere is just half of a circle. So again, in this question what they've done is they've split it up for me already. So I've got a wee dotted line showing me where the rectangle ends and where the hemisphere is. So again, I'm going to split this into area 1 and area 2 separately. Work out the two areas separately, then add them together. So area 1. Now, I know to get the area of a circle, I do pi r squared. But for half a circle, it would then be pi r squared divided by 2. So all I need to know here is the radius of the circle. In this case now, I have the 3 which goes all the way from one edge of the circle to the other. Therefore the radius will be half of that. So if the diameter, which we're told is 3, then that means that the radius is going to be half of that, which is 1.5. So it's pi multiplied by 1.5 squared, and then divide that by 2. And from there you can take your calculator and you can just put that in exactly as you see it. Remember to put your pi on your calculator, you need to do shift, and then you might have the EXP or the times 10 button at the very bottom of your calculator with a pi symbol above it. So pi multiplied by 1.5 squared divided by 2. And if it comes out as a fraction, just press the SD button, and it gives me 3.534. Now, as always, when you deal with pi, you end up with a very large decimal. So I'll just put dot 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 here to just say it does go on forever. And what I'll do is I'll just round this to 1 decimal place, so it's usable. Next, so 3.5, and again my units here would be, we're in meters, so squared meters. Second one, area 2. Again, glancing over at my shape, area 2 is just a rectangle. Also, as we've looked at before, just length times breadth. Length of 3, breadth of 1.5. And when you do that, just in your calculator you can do that, you get 4.5. And again, square meters. Okay, so the total area then, and just note that in my question I've been very clear about each part of my work and what each part of my working is for. So here, total area is area 1, or A1, plus area 2, which is equal to 3.5 plus 4.5, and that comes out to be 8, and that's square meters, so 8 square meters, and that's disappeared there, but that should be area 2. Okay, so I would maybe suggest trying those examples again, making sure you know what to do here. If you go back in the video before I've got the solution up, you can have a wee go at it and then double check with my solution at the end. Once you're confident, you go ahead and try some of the practice stuff. Okay, and let us know if you have any problems.